Hey, what is up guys? It's Brendan here, and today we're going to be comparing all of the different Shopify plans, doing a Shopify plan comparison, comparing the Shopify Starter, Basic, Grow, Advanced, and Plus plans, as well as, all the different kinds of Shopify plans and the types of business owners that each of them cater to, as well as some of the retail POS options you also have with Shopify. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into this Shopify plan comparison. But before we dive into things, of course, I do want to mention, if you don't already have a Shopify store, you can go and check out that first link down below in the video description. That's brentvalesky.com/Shopify. We'll take you right over to this page here where you can get started with a Shopify free trial. Again, that's that first link down below in the video description. That's brentvalesky.com/Shopify. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into things. So, of course, first things first, taking a look here at the Shopify pricing page, they have all of the different Shopify plans available to you. Now, without further ado, of course, there are a wide variety of different types of plans. You're looking at it right. You have the Basic, Grow, Advanced, Plus, and there's also a few different plans that I'll be getting into in just a moment that are available even further down the page. So we'll be starting from the cheapest Shopify plans all the way up to the most expensive Shopify plans, and really what's the best for each different type of business owner. I know that they kind of hint at it as well, but that's what we're going to be diving into here in today's video. Now, the standard plan, I do want to just quickly break down. For most people looking at getting a Shopify store, it is going to be the basic Shopify plan, and with the annual discount that is available at $29 per month. That is on the annual version, which you're able to save up to 25%. So this is a 25% discount by paying yearly. If you are just paying monthly, that is going to be a little bit more expensive at $39 per month on the basic plan. And that's really the most popular plan that's going to get you a full-blown Shopify store, a full website, really everything you need to know and everything you need really to get started with a Shopify store, right? To get started with your Shopify store, that the free trial will give you the basic plan of Shopify, and that's really what most people need. We'll be getting into the Grow, Advanced, and Plus plans in just a moment, but before that, for most people, the basic is going to make the most sense and is going to be the best option. Now, alternatively, if you are on a tighter budget, you can scroll down here, and you can also do the Shopify Starter plan. As you can see, this is available at just $5 per month. I've gone more in depth in other videos about the Shopify Starter plan. This is available for just, again, $5 per month. However, you don't get a full online store that ranks, and you don't get like all the different types of customizable pages the same way that you would with a traditional basic Shopify plan. Instead, with the starter plan, you're just getting a simple site, basically a simplified version of an online store. You're still able to get product pages, you can still link people, you can still have people buy products on your store, but it's going to be a much simpler website. You're not going to have access to like a blog and not have access to as much of the page editing and as much of the page design elements and homepage and what most people would consider as a more traditional e-commerce or online store. You're not going to get that. It's going to be a simpler version, but it is, again, just at $5 a month. It is a pretty good cheap option. You're also able to sell through social media apps and messaging apps, so they do have a few different things that you're able to utilize in the starter plan. I'll leave a link down in the video description if you do want to learn more about the starter plan specifically, and when it comes to all the different features that it has. I'll link that video in the video description. But essentially, the starter plan is actually the cheapest Shopify plan when it comes to comparing all the different Shopify pricing plans, and really all the plan comparisons. That's where it starts, really, is the starter plan. And it is a newer alternative option if you do want to save money, but you're okay with not having a full-blown, e-commerce store. However, if you do want a full-blown e-commerce store, again, going back up to it, the basic plan is going to make sense for most people, and you will save a little bit of money as well if you do go with an annual yearly subscription. Now, how does the basic plan compare to the Grow, Advanced, and we'll keep Plus actually a little bit separate because I feel like that's almost like a whole separate thing. We'll get into that a little later in this video, but what would it make sense for people to go from basic to Grow to Advanced, right? What's the biggest comparison here? So number one, you're going to see the card rates are going to be a bit different. The pricing of credit card processing fees and rates are going to be cheaper the higher plan you have. So if you're looking at it just on a fiscal or a financial basis, and you do process at least a decent amount of orders, maybe you're coming from another e-commerce platform, maybe you're switching to Shopify, maybe you already have some sales volume, and you know that, okay, I'm going to sell a certain amount of products, I know that I'll actually save money. So at that point, it's really just a simple math problem. You could even use ChatGPT to help solve this problem for you, but essentially you just ask, okay, if I'm paying X dollar amount, Shopify can even help you with this as well on their customer support team. But if you're processing X dollar amount, does it make sense to get the basic plan or the grow plan, based on how much money you're actually processing? If you're going to be processing a certain dollar amount in online or versus in person, then, it might make sense to go with the grow or the advanced. If you're just looking at it purely on a financial basis, does that extra 0.2% savings make a difference for you? Because it is going to be 2.9 here on the basic versus 2.7 on the grow plan, and even as low as 2.5 on the advanced plan. Now, they do have more competitive rates on the plus. We're not going to really get into that because that's, again, sort of like behind closed doors. You have to contact them. This is for more advanced companies at that price point. For most people watching this video, you're probably going to be looking at the basic plan. Now, if you do plan on having employees, if you are a smaller team, right, that's where the grow plan steps in, because besides just the financial aspect of saving money on credit card processing, they do also offer some additional shipping discounts, which can be a little bit of an extra savings. But the biggest thing here, and why I'm distinguishing between solo entrepreneur and small teams, between the basic and the grow plan, is because the grow plan actually allows you to have 5 additional staff accounts, as you can see here. On the basic plan, it is just for a single person. I know it doesn't necessarily clarify that exactly here, but it is just for a single sign-in. So it will just be one login, one person. That's really what the basic plan is designed for. If you are going to have a team where you're going to need maybe some customer support agents, or maybe some assistants, or maybe you just have people working for you in your business and in your company, then you need to go with the grow plan at that point, just because you need those staff accounts ultimately. And that's really one of the other biggest differences here, is the staff accounts. And if you even need more than 5, then you might need to go to the advanced plan, which can carry up to 15 additional staff accounts. So you do get a lot more staff accounts with the advanced plan. That's where it would maybe make sense for you in that case. Or if you also, again, going back to saving money on credit card processing, can also be a little bit cheaper on the advanced plan if it makes sense for you to pay that $299 a month. And now going all the way up to the plus plan, I get that that's for more complex businesses. I know most people watching this video probably aren't in that bucket, but it does start at $2,300 a month. That does come with available on a 1 or 3 year term, and they can give even more competitive card rates. So if you are in the advanced category, you are a more corporate business, maybe you are expanding, maybe the plus might make sense for you in that case. But again, that's really for more advanced businesses. You have lots of locations. You can have up to 200 inventory locations versus only 10 on the basic, grow, and advanced plan. So do keep that in mind. For most average people, if you can do the math and you save a little bit on the card rates, or if you need the additional staff accounts, that's really the only reason, in my opinion, to go from basic, grow, and advanced. Because at the end of the day, besides these couple of standout features, there's really not a whole lot of a difference between the basic, grow, and advanced. When you're looking at the different plans, you're going to get a basic, regular Shopify website that's going to be the same across basic, grow, and advanced. They're all going to have a full-fledged, Shopify website, e-commerce store, online store that you can sell your products online and get paid for it, of course. So that's really the essential here. With all 3 of those plans, you're going to get the full-blown website, so you don't have to worry about any kind of website feature limitations. That's not a thing across any of these. Those are really the main differences here across the standout features. Is really about saving money, potential staff accounts, and maybe some additional shipping discounts as well. You do also get better chat support on the advanced plan. Again, not a huge difference in my opinion. Now, in terms of point of sale, if you are going to be selling in person, one other plan option I did want to touch on too is the POS plan. So that would be point of sale. This is really only matters if you're planning on selling in person. If you're planning on just selling online, basic, grow, advanced, they all support the ability to sell online. But if you are going to be selling in person, you can go with POS Lite, which is going to give you the basics for processing those credit card payments in person. However, if you do have a more established retail location, that does give you a lot more inventory tracking, loyalty features, advanced staff functionality. This is really what you would need for an actual physical brick and mortar location. Then you will need to add on the additional retail package, which is at $89 per month. I believe that is per location as well. That is going to give you the selling tools and the advanced staff, inventory, and loyalty features. That extra add-on is the more or less the POS Pro plan, is the retail, and that's at $89 a month. That would be in addition to the regular Shopify plans, whether it be, basic, grow, or advanced. Again, because they regularly come with the light version, which does not include the inventory tracking, the extra staff, and loyalty features. Again, these are more for in-person selling tools. If you do have a brick and mortar business, that's where the retail plan comes in. If you are just going to be selling maybe at little pop-up shops or at maybe some sort of craft fair, POS Lite honestly will do the job there for a craft place, or maybe if you do a little pop-up tent or something, then really POS Lite is just fine for you in that case, and I wouldn't really worry about needing the Pro plan if you don't have an actual brick and mortar location where you're doing a good amount of sales volume. But at the end of the day, by and large, most people, basic plan is going to be, again, that's why it's the most popular, going to make the most sense for most people. If you do want to save a little bit money and you don't necessarily care about having a full-fledged website, then the starter plan could be good for you. If you're scaling up, you need multiple staff accounts, you want to save some money on cards, those are really the only reasons, in my opinion, to go with the Grow or the Advanced. Otherwise, you should be good with the basic plan. And you can also save a little bit of money with the annual discount. Otherwise, the monthly, as you can see, the prices are a little bit more expensive. Now, of course, this pricing is accurate as in the making of today's video. Be sure to check out the links in the video description to get the most realistic and up-to-date pricing from Shopify themselves. Again, this is their current pricing as of the making of today's video, but this is really the essentials here when you're comparing all of the different Shopify plans that are available. They do also have some additional custom plans that you have to contact them. That is on the enterprise commerce. Can't really talk about that here in this video because, that is custom pricing, and they do build some custom stores for more enterprise level organizations. You can get in touch with them if that's something that you might need. Again, that is available upon request. That would be, I would assume, more expensive than even the Plus plan. So that's really for more, enterprise level clients. But for average person, basic is pretty good. And like I outlined, Grow and Advanced might make sense if you have the volume. Otherwise, you could even just get started as cheap as $5 a month with the starter plan. So again, guys, I hope you found this video helpful on comparing all the different Shopify plans. Again, if you don't already have a Shopify store, you can go and check out that first link down below in the video description. That's BrandonValesky.com/Shopify. Take you right over this page here where you can get started with a Shopify free trial. Guys, I hope you found this video helpful on comparing the different Shopify plans, the basic, the starter, the Grow, as well as the other more advanced plans for different types of Shopify users. Guys, leave a comment down below what kind of plan you're on, what you're thinking. If you're getting started with your business, you want to use Shopify, again, I can highly recommend Shopify. It's a great plan. It's a great product. It's a great e-commerce store builder. It really does work really well. It's one of the best in the industry. I highly recommend getting started with Shopify for your e-commerce online store. Again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and notification bells so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Anyway, guys, that's all for today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.